For today's video, we will discuss about getting the determinants using a pivotal method. But before we start, let me introduce myself first. I am Fermela Angeles, a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering student from Don Honorio Ventura State University. Now, we will begin in finding the determinants using a pivotal method. For our first step, we have to choose a one element that will be considered as our pivotal element. When we say pivotal element, it means that it is always equivalent to 1. Ibig sabihin, hahanapin natin yung pivotal element in these determinants. Or in short, hahanapin natin yung 1 sa given na determinants. In case na maraming given na 1, you only have to choose 1. Kahit saan nakapeso. In any case na there's no given, in case na sa given na determinants walang 1 or walang pivotal element, you have to make a 1. Or you have to choose any number from your example, walang 1 dito. You have to choose any number from here na example, you chose 2. Then, ang gagawin mo sa 2, you have to factor it out sa 2 para maging 1. Then, ipa-factor mo din, pipili ka kung yung ipa-factor mo yung sa column niya or yung sa row. Then, proceed ka sa next step, then so on and so forth. Now, let us focus on our given. So, our pivotal element on our given determinant is here. After choosing the pivotal element, i-cross out natin yung row and column na included yung ating pivotal element, which is here. I-cross out natin yung row and yung column na included yung ating pivotal element here. Okay. From a 4x4 determinants, mapapansin natin ang matitira is a 3x3 determinants. Take note na hindi natin pwedeng burahin completely ito and here. Hindi natin siya pwedeng burahin completely kasi in our solution, magagamit natin ang mga to. So, instead of deleting it completely, we can encircle them or box them. Now, we will proceed to the next step. The next step is the solution. In our solution, there is always a negative 1 raised to the sum of the position of the pivotal element. The position of our pivotal element is row 1 and column 1. So, our position is A1, 1. So, bale, ang ating position here is negative 1 raised to 1 plus 1. Next is i-write natin, isusulat natin yung tatlong rows na natitira, which is yung 5, negative 4, 3, 2, negative 5, 6, 2, negative 2, and 5. Kung mapapansin nyo, nag-leave ako ng space sa mga to kasi magagamit natin sila sa ating solusyon. May ilalagay tayo na solution here. Ang ilalagay natin na solution is isusubtract natin ang mga to. Subtract. Isusubtract natin sila sa product of elements in the pivotal rows and column that fit the remaining entry or yung nag-i-intersect sa remaining entry, which is here, itong mga to. Yung mga nag-i-intersect dito. For example, here, sa ating 5, here, ito yung 5 natin. Ito yung 5. Yung nag-i-intersect na row and column na ipaproduct natin is yung 3 and the negative 2. So, ang mangyayari 5 minus 3 here, the column, times negative 2 here. Nag-i-intersect sa 5. Next is yung nag-i-intersect sa negative 4, which is 2 and negative 2. So, minus 2 times negative 2. Next, yung nag-i-intersect sa ating 3, which is yung 4 and negative 2. 4 times negative 2. Next is yung sa 2 here. Subtract natin sa nag-i-intersect, which is yung 3 and negative 3. 3 and negative 3. Next, yung negative 5 here. negative 5, which is yung 2 and negative 3. 2 and negative 3. Next is yung 6, which is yung 4 and negative 3. 4 and negative 3. So on and so forth. The 2, 3, and negative 1. Next is 2 and negative 1. 4 and negative 1. Kung mapapansin nyo dito sa mga product, sa mga sinulat natin na nag-intersect, may pattern. Kung mapapansin nyo dito sa row, same yung sa row and same yung sa mga column. Para hindi malito, pwede naman same yung sa row and yung sa column. Now, after that, we will proceed in subtracting this, in simplifying these determinants. So, 5 minus 3 times negative 2 is equals to 11. Negative 4 minus 2 times negative 2 is equals to 0. 3 minus 4 times negative 2 is equals to 11. 2 minus 3 times negative 3 is equals to 11. Negative 5 minus 2 times negative 3 is equals to 1. 6 minus 4 times negative 3 is equals to 18. 2 minus 3 times negative 1 is equals to 5. Negative 2 minus 2 times negative 1 is equals to 0. Then, 5 minus 4 times negative 1 is equals to 9. As you can see, there's no, may negative dito. Bakit naging negative to? Let's back in here. Let's go back in here. 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. So, negative 1 raised to 2 is equals to negative 1. I simply write negative here kasi 1 naman siya. Kahit i-multiply natin to dito sa negative, same pa rin yung answer na nandito. Now, for the next step, we will use again a pivotal method para gawin nating 2 by 2 determinants, itong 3 by 2 determinants. So, since meron na tayong pivotal element, our pivotal element is here. This is our pivotal element. So, next step, gagawin natin is, i-cross out natin ulit yung row and column na included yung pivotal element natin, which is here. Here, ito. Now, proceed ulit sa ating next step. So, for our next step, we will rewrite the negative here, the negative. Then, write again the negative 1 raised to the sum of the product of the position of the pivotal element. In our pivotal element in this 3 by 3 determinants, it is located at second row and second column. So, our solution will be negative times negative 1 raised to 2 plus 2. Then, we will write the remaining rows and column in here. We will again leave a space for us to use in our solution. So, we will write 11, 11, 5, and 9. Again, we will subtract each remaining entry by the product of elements in the row and columns of the pivotal element that meet the remaining entry or yung mga nag-intersect sa remaining entry natin. So, here, this is our 11. The intersecting element are 11 and 0. So, we will subtract them by 11 times 0. Then sa 11 again, subtract them by 18 and 0. Then, here, subtract them. This is the 5. Subtract them by 11 and 0. The product of 11 and 0, the 9 will be subtracted by the product of 18 and 0. Now we will proceed. So, this will be 11 minus 11 times 0 is 11. 11 minus 18 times 0 is 11. 5 minus 11 times 0 is 5. 9 minus 18 times 0 is 9. Oh, as you can see, there is no negative signs. Kasi, negative 1 raised to 4 is negative. So, negative times negative is positive. So, positive 1 to. So, I will no longer write 1 again. Now, we will proceed to the next step. We will now cross multiply, then subtract. Cross multiply, then subtract. We will first cross multiply, then subtract them. 11 times 9 minus 11 times 5. So our determinants will be 44. For our example number 2, we have a given of 4 by 4 determinants, which is negative 4, 2, 1, 2, negative 3, 2, negative 1, negative 3, 1, 10, 5, negative 7, 4, 1, negative 6, and 3. Now, we will again choose a pivotal element. Pivotal element, again, is equals to 1. Kung mapapansin nyo, sa ating given na determinants, we have a 3 pivotal element. We have a 3, 1. Instead of using them all, we only have to choose 1. Pipili lang tayo ng position. If walang given na position, we have to choose a position ourselves. So, ang aking pinipili na position is here. I will choose this one. Next, after choosing the pivotal element, we will again cross out the included column and row of the pivotal element, which is here and here. Then, let's proceed for our next step. Our next step is we have to write the solution, which is the negative 1 raised to the sum of the position of the pivotal element. The position of our pivotal element is row 3 and column 1. So, it will become negative 1 raised to the 3 plus 1. Now, proceed. We will write the remaining entries, which is the negative 3, 2, negative 3, 1, 10, negative 7, 4, 1, and 3. Again, I left a space for us to use in our solution. In this space, we will subtract each remaining entry by the product of elements in the pivotal rows and columns that meet the remaining entries. So here, so we will subtract them again. We will subtract them by the product of the pivotal rows and columns that meets the remaining entry. So here we have the negative 3. So we have negative 4 and negative 1. Negative 4 and negative 1. In our next, the 2, we have 2 and negative 1. Next, we have 2 and negative 1 again. 2 and negative 1. Next, we will subtract this 1, 2, negative 4 and 5. Negative 4 and 5. This, we have 2 and 5. Here, negative 7, we have 2 and 5. Next, 4, we have negative 4 and negative 6. Next, 1, we have 2 and negative 6. Next, we have 3, 2 and negative 6. Next, we will simplify. Negative 1 raised to 4 is equals to negative. So, we will write negative. Negative 3 minus negative 4 times 1 is equals to negative 7. 2 minus 2 times negative 1 is equals to 4. Negative 3 minus 2 times negative 1 is equals to negative 1. 1 minus negative 4 times 5 is equals to 21. 10 minus 2 times 5 is equals to 0. Negative 7 minus 2 times 5 is equals to negative 17. 4 minus negative 4 times negative 6 is equals to negative 20. 1 minus 2 times negative 6 is equals to 13. Then 3 minus 2 times negative 6 is equals to 15. Now, we will now proceed to the next step. In our next determinant, the 3 by 3 determinant, it is a good example wherein walang unity element, which is yung pivotal element, walang 1. As you can see, there is no 1. So, as I've said earlier, ang gagawin natin if there's a case na walang 1, we have to make a 1 by choosing a number in here na ifa-factor out natin. In here, I will choose 4. This one, I will choose 4. Now, after choosing the number that I will factor out, I will choose if ifa-factor ko din ba yung column niya or yung row. So, I will choose this one since it has a 0. Ito yung ifa-factor out ko, yung row. Then, proceed to our next step. So, ang mangyayari, we will rewrite the negative 4, then 4, we will first start dito sa second row. Kasi ito yung row na napili ko na ifa-factor out. So, bale, 4 divided by 4 is 1, then 4 divided by 0 is 0, then 13 divided by 4 is 13 over 4. Now, after factoring this out, you will just copy the remaining entries. So, we will write negative 7, 21, negative 20, negative 1, negative 17, and 15. After factoring out, mapapansin nyo, meron na tayong pivotal element, which is here. We have to cross out the rows and column na included yung ating pivotal element. So, i-cross out natin yung column here and its row. After crossing it out, we will now proceed to our next step, which is writing its solution. Now, we will multiply negative by 4. So, negative times 4 is equals to negative 4. We will write again the negative 1 raised to the position of the pivotal element. The position here of the pivotal element is row 2 and column 1. So, negative 1 raised to 2 plus 1. Again, we will write the remaining entries and leave a space for our next solution. So, we will write we will write 21, negative 17, negative 20, and 15. Now, we will subtract them by the product of the elements in the pivotal rows and columns that meet the remaining entry. So, here, we will subtract them by negative 7 and 0. Then, here, negative 1 and 0. Next is we will subtract this negative 20 by negative 7 again and 13 over 4. And 15 is negative 1 and 13 over 4. Now, we will again simplify. So, here, we have negative 1 raised to 3 is equals to negative. Negative 1 times negative 4 is equals to positive 4. So, we will write positive 4. Now, 21 minus negative 7 times 0 is equals to 21. Negative 17 minus negative 1 times 0 is equals to negative 17. Negative 20 minus negative 7 times 13 over 4 is equals to 11 over 4. 15 minus negative 1 times 13 over 4 is equals to 73 over 4. Next, we will cross multiply, then subtract. We will rewrite 4, then times 21 times 73 over 4 minus negative 17 times 11 over 4. Then, our determinants will be 1,720.
Okay, good day. I am Josh Almiragino. from BSIE 2A, and I will discuss Chio's method. Okay, Chio's method. And to solve Chio's method, titignan natin ang given. Ang A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1. And then, para masolve ang Chio's method, dapat ang A is not equals to 0. A is not equal to 0. And then, para naman makuha ang N, bibilangin mo kung ilang column ito. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, 3x3. So, ang N natin is equals to 3. Next naman, A. Meron tayong formula which is 1 is all over A11 is raised to N minus 2. Then, copy the given. Next step, A is equals to, and then, yung formula natin kanina, magsasubstitute tayo nun. A, which is 1, and N, which is 3. So, ito na siya. Then, copy ulit the given. And para naman makuha next step, ito naman, kukunin natin ang ating first column, which is 1, 2, and 2, 3. Ito yan, 1, 2, then 2, 3. Ito siya. Next naman, which is 1, 2, and then 3, 1. Yung first and the third column lang. 1, 2, 3, 1. So, sa third naman, which is 1, 3, and then 2, 2. Ito siya. 1, 3, 2, 2. And the last column naman is 1, 3, and then 3, 1. Ito siya. And the next step naman, gagamit tayo ng cross multiplication dito para makuha natin ito. So, cross multiplication natin ito. Itong apat na to. So, yan. So, ito pala, sinimplify na natin siya. 3 minus 2 is 1. Then 1 is raised to 1 is 1. So 1 is all over 1. So ito siya. Ika-cross multiply natin to. Which is 1 times 3 is 3. And 2 times 2 is 4. Ganito lang din. Sa tatlo na yun. And then itong ba't naman siya subtraction. Ito naman constant yan. Diyan talaga yan. So 3 minus 4, and then 1 minus 6, 2 times 6, ay 2 minus 6. Tapos nyan, gagamit tayo ng KFC para sa next step. Ito, KFC. Keep, flip, and change. Hindi, keep yung sign ng 3. Ito naman, magiging positive siya. Ito, magiging negative. So, ganun din. Ganun dito. Keep, flip, and change. Ganun din sa kabila. Ganun din. So, 3 minus 4 is negative 1. And 1 minus 6 is negative 5. 2 minus 6, negative 4. 1 minus 9, negative 8. And then, next step naman, dito naman, para makuha natin to, para ma-proceed tayo sa next step, magka-cross multiply ulit tayo. So, negative 1 times negative 8, which is positive 8. And next naman, which is negative 4, then times negative 5, equals to positive 20. Positive 20. Magki-KFC ulit tayo dito. KFC. Keep, flip, and then change. Papayaran to. So, 8 minus 20 is equals to 12. So, mali pala to. 12. So, 8 minus 20 is 12. So, 1 times 12 is 12. Then, ito na yung final answer natin. 12. Okay, next example tayo. Ito ang ating first element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Siyempre, A, 1, 1 is not equal to 0 dapat. Ito siya. And ilang column ulit tayo? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ilang layer pala? 3 by 3. Ang n natin 3. Next, formula ng A, 1 is all over A, 1, 1 is raised to n minus 2. Copy the given. 1, 2, 3. Next, substitute the formula. A, 1 is all over n is equals 3 raised to 3 minus 2. And then next na tayo. Kukunin natin ang first layer natin. Is 1, 2 and then 4, 2. 1, 2, 4, 2. Next naman, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Next, 1, 3, 1, 3, then 4, 1. 4, 1. Kukulong natin yan para hindi sila umalis. And 1, 3, then 3, 2. 3, 2. Yan. Ganun lang siya. First layer natin, ito. 1, 2, 4, 2. Next layer, ito, which is ito. 1, 2, 3, 1. Third layer, 1, 3, 4, 1. Fourth layer, 1, 3, and then 3, 2. Ito siya. Okay, next tayo. Next, i-simplify na natin to. This 1 is all over 1. And then, cross multiply tayo. Ito ulit. Cross multiply lahat yan. 1 times 2 is 2. And then 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Then 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 1, 1. 4 times 3, 12. 1 times 2 is 2. Times 3 is 9. Yan. Next tayo, gagamit tayo ng KFC dito para masolve natin para sa next na solution natin. Then keep, flip, and then change. So keep, flip, and change. Ganun din sa tatlo na to. Ganun lang, parang kanina lang. Then A equals to 1. And then 2 minus 8, which is negative 6. 1 minus 6 equals negative 5. 1 minus 12 is negative 11. 2 minus 9 is negative 7. So next tayo. Tapos nyan, cross multiply ulit tayo. So A is equals to 1. Then 6 times 7, negative 6 times 7 is 42. So magiging positive yan. Kasi same sila negative. 42. And then 11 times 5 is 55. So 55. Positive. KFC ulit. So keep, Ito magiging negative. Ito magiging positive. So, ganun siya. So, yan, magiging negative siya. Tapos niyan, A equals to 1. And then 42 minus 55 is 42 minus 55 is 13. So, ito siya. A is equals to 13. Ito yung final answer natin. So, ganun lang. Ganun lang yung pag-solve ng Chio's method. So, thank you for watching.